All right, and we're live again. So, I haven't done a show in a while, and this isn't one of my normal shows. This isn't really anything. I don't know if I'm going to ever do the normal shows again. Um, the ones that I stated on my previous videos. But so, what's going on? What's happening? I got fired, and so I don't really know what to do. I'm getting unemployment. They're investigating the whole thing, and I'm kind of hoping to get my job back because I do make pretty good money doing it, as you can see by all my toys in the background. Um, but I just kind of need an outlet. Um, my insomnia has kind of gotten worse, so um, I figured it would be fun to kind of talk a little bit. Sorry, I just realized my game volume is still on. Where did I put my control? Oh well, it's just playing nonsensical music. But so I figured I'd just kind of talk about things that I've been doing, things about my life, and yeah. Um, so I grabbed a bunch of items that are kind of important to me, and I figured I'd talk about them today. Kind of show everybody kind of who I am, and yeah, I guess just kind of talk a little bit. Um, I'm a single father. Uh, I have a beautiful 11-year-old, and she means the world to me. Um, for the longest time, I was a stay-at-home dad, and about 4 years ago, I had finally gotten a job, and that's the first thing I'm going to talk about, because it was a very interesting job, and it's a job that I miss to this day. And if I could go back, I would. Um, it's what happens when you piss someone off, and they go after you. Uh, and they made it personal. I ended up losing a friend out of it, and I still have hope that that friend will come back. Um, People are pig-headed. What can I say? Even my friends. Most of my friends are. But maybe, hopefully, someday I can get my buddy Adam on here. We can talk wrestling. As you can see in the background, I definitely like wrestling. So when I started there, it was so for the past 4 years, I worked in the pizza industry. I've worked for the three major companies, and I was a delivery driver in all three, but only one did I actually get to become a shift manager. And I originally did it uh, because I wanted to help my friend out, um, which sounds like a really weird reason, but it ended up becoming something very special to me. Um, and I'm so glad I did it. Why that is not leaning properly, I don't know, but it's bothering me. Um, but I became a shift lead to help her out. Um, and for a while, I'll probably go into it one day, but for a while, I thought I had made a mistake until a certain day, um, which that day I'll probably go into at another time. But two things ended up happening in the two items I'm going to actually show. After she transferred for different reasons, um, which both parties had nothing to do with me, but both parties have literally made up. So, but I ended up cultivating another friendship, and it's someone that I still care about to this day. She's my former boss, and whenever I need her, she's there. Um, I remember it was kind of funny. I was having a really bad day, and while working at the store, I started taking pictures of sunsets. Um, there were some really cool sunsets right outside the store, and I was having a bad day, and she didn't know. We were no longer working together, and she sent me a picture of a sunset, and it kind of made me happy. Um, it was just kind of a right moment kind of thing, so that was kind of cool. But towards the end of her run, before she got transferred out, she didn't transfer. Um, she ended up sending me back to management school, Management 101. And I was pissed. I was so ticked off at her. I kind of told her off a little bit, and she even said, fine, if you don't want to go, then don't go. And I'm like, no, I'll fucking go. I got paid to go, so it doesn't really matter. But it ended up being something really kind of cool, which is the first item. So give me 1 second. It ended up being kind of cool because it kind of showed me that I knew what I was doing. The teacher, I always find it funny. I always end up sitting right next to the teacher, and he said that I passed with flying colors, that I knew every answer. It's like I'd been a manager for a year, and I had been training other people, so of course I knew all the answers. But I didn't win any of the games. That was the worst part. But it was actually it was kind of cool because in the games they took turns, right? And that was where my team ended up losing, not because we missed any questions. When the questions were in our court, we got all the questions right. It was just the people that were before us also got the questions right. So it kind of, we just didn't end up getting enough points, but we didn't lose by much. I think we lost by like 2 points. But I still ended up with this, and this is one of my favorite things, and I just found it. You can see it's from Pizza Hut, as you can see the symbol, and this pin was so important to me. And the funny thing was, I was not going to wear it on my hat. I did end up wearing it on my hat, and you can see from grease and sweat and all that, it ended up rusting, so I got to clean that. I just found this. This is actually what triggered this show. But this thing meant the world to me, and I wasn't going to put it on my hat, but my friend, I showed her, and she told me, well, why aren't you going to put it on your hat? Put it on your hat. Like, be proud. And that's one of the reasons why I love her to death. Like I said, we're not talking, but love is still there. Last time we saw each other, we still hugged, so whatever. But this pin really meant the world to me, and it'd been on my hat, and I had actually lost it. And I remember in the last month or so, I'd been sitting there thinking about it, and I was really wanting to find it, and I just so happened to found it. The hat is just nasty. I wore the hat for like 6 months, but we had grease and all that, so it was just kind of nasty. But that pin it really does mean the world. It makes me think of, the two big friends that I got there. I made more friends there, of course, but it reminded me of the two people that kind of had my back. Others did too, but just go with me. And then something that was really special, and this was right before the manager ended up getting transferred out. We always had these name tags that we just wrote our names on, and they were really kind of not that great. And she, like right before she got word that they were transferring her out, she ended up getting these for me and the assistant manager there and everything. but we actually got like real name tags, had my name on it, had my position, and I remember being so proud of this. Like, I had been doing it for a year by that point, but this almost made it official. And the funny thing was, when she got transferred out, I was then the longest standing manager there. Um, at one point, I was possibly going to be the assistant manager. Um, Long story. I was working 50 hours a week. I was still driving to make more money because drivers make more money because it's a tipped wage, which um, they get paid below minimum wage to drive their own personal vehicles with little to no compensation. So tip the delivery driver, seriously. I always say, like, we have the stigma nowadays that like waiters and waitresses, if you don't tip them, then you're scum. But that same thought process doesn't go for delivery drivers. And it's like, delivery drivers, it's a car. Think about that. Waiters and waitresses, they have to buy pens, they have to buy shoes, insoles, all that kind of stuff. Well, delivery drivers have to buy all of that and tires, brakes, oil changes, gas. If their AC goes out, I mean, they're putting so much wear and tear on their car, and that stigma's not there. As, oh my God, I remember when I first started, I was working a Sunday, and the store I worked at was busy. I mean, busy. The closing drivers did 20 to 25 minimum deliveries a night. And this Sunday was no slouch. I did 20 deliveries, and I had so many zeros and so many low tips that I walked out with $35. Now, I said little to no compensation. We did get compensated for it. I basically, if I drove 60 miles, I would get $20, basically. There was a per mile thing. But it's like, even if you state that, it's like, okay, so you drove somewhere between, 10. You drove pretty close to 60 miles, so almost $20. So let's say it's 15. That means I only made $20 on 20 deliveries. It was just a bad night. Even the other driver, who's also a friend of mine, actually, um, he just had some major surgery and he's living smoke free now. So I'm very proud of him, and I'm so glad like he went to the hospital and found that out. Um, I would have been really, really upset if anything happened to him. But even he was shocked because he's like, I never get that low. But there were times that I had 6 deliveries that did not tip, and even he, like a couple months ago, we were talking, and the last 6 deliveries he did, that's why I came up with the number 6. It was in my head. He said the last 6 deliveries gave him nothing. So tip your drivers. They're worth it. You don't know what they all do. I mean, they can be responsible for taking your order. They can be responsible for cutting and boxing your order. They could end up jumping on make line. I remember when I first became a shift manager, I was doing shift management and driving, of course, still. And I remember I took this call one night, and all of a sudden I looked at the driver screen and I'm like, oh, that's my delivery. So I ran, I did everything. Like, nobody touched that food. I made the food, I cut and boxed the food, I delivered the food, and I took the order. And I remember I got $2. All that work for a $2 tip. But so tip your drivers. But it was a great time in my life. And like I said, I would go back in a heartbeat if I could. But that job did afford me some really cool stuff. Now, as you can see, a lot of this was bought when I was working there. I was really making some good money. But I'm going to actually go into something that it did afford me, because my first year there, all of a sudden I got the most fantastic news you could ever possibly imagine for a wrestling fan. WrestleMania was coming to Orlando. Now, this was the best thing. So, okay, if you are a wrestling fan, WrestleMania is the show of shows, and you can't even imagine just being there. And people come from all over. People come from England, Scotland, Ireland, just Japan, everywhere. I mean, it's a cornucopia. What is that the word that I'm searching? I don't know. It's just a freaking amazing thing. And we got word that WrestleMania was coming the very next year after I started, and I was just like, I was so excited. And me and my boy Adam, we ended up going together. We did the Hall of Fame. We did WrestleMania Access, and then we did WrestleMania. And then he went to either Raw or SmackDown. I think he went to only one. He might have went to both. I don't know. I didn't end up going because I didn't really like. I don't like taking off time. I really don't. But so for a wrestling fan to hear that WrestleMania is coming, not close, but to where you are, which luckily I live in Orlando. So if you don't know anything about WWE, right now Orlando is the best place to be for WWE. It is just the most amazing place to be, because before all this virus shit, NXT is just down the road. It's at Full Sail University. Tickets are $10. I was taking my daughter there every week. We were having so much fun. On my Instagram, after the show, you'll see I have a picture with Casey Castanzaro and Caden Carter. I think that's your name. If I made a mistake, I am so sorry. You both are some of the sweetest people I've ever met. And have actually met Casey 3 times. I delivered to her one day. But I've also got a picture on my Instagram of me and Elias, which, oh my God, I was so excited when he came in, because he came into my store. It was so great. But so the fact that it was coming to Orlando was just exciting. But here's the more interesting part. How many times, unless you're in New York or LA, does something come twice? And this is what we're going to talk about, because when I graduated high school was 2006, and in 2007 I ended up getting my first job. I worked at Hollywood Video, and the moment I got that job, 3 months later, because I started in January, 3 months later, WrestleMania, March, April, around that time, and they announced they were coming to the Sunshine State. And I couldn't believe it. I was just like, I gotta go. I stayed up until 5 in the morning to buy tickets to go to WrestleMania. That is how excited I was. And the tickets, sadly, I didn't have enough to sit front row. Front row, you get to sit on these padded WrestleMania seats, and basically when the show's over, you grab a hold of your seat, fold it up, and you walk out of the building with it. I'm not even kidding. It's the most hilarious thing to see, like all these people walking down the street to get to their car, and they all have steel chairs under their arms. But I got to go to WrestleMania 24, and I didn't end up buying the tickets to get your own chair, which at the time, and this is going to be the most insane thing to hear, because if you've been to WrestleMania, it's so expensive now. But the seats at the time were 200, or were, whoa, my tickets were $250. The tickets were $750, and I could have taken my own seat. At the time, I had been stupid. I knew this was coming up, and I don't know why I just kept buying movies. But I was like, fuck, So I ended up buying 2 tickets, which you can actually see I got both tickets, and me and my cousin went. It was WrestleMania 24 in Orlando, and this nice little plaque because this rained down from the sky, this right here, during the Floyd Money Mayweather match. And I wish I would have grabbed more, but I didn't think about it. I still want my cousin to give me his if he still has it, but so that I can have both sides. But I got to go to WrestleMania 24, and this was such a great thing for me. I was so excited, and my favorite part of the ticket, my favorite part, is the fact that on the ticket it says the Citrus Bowl, which is no longer called the Citrus Bowl, but right underneath it, rain or shine. And that gets printed on every ticket, every time they do the Citrus Bowl. But it was such a fun event. Like I said, rain from the sky, and the best part was during the Big Show and Floyd Money Mayweather match, nobody gave a shit. Nobody was cheering it on, so we were cheering for a fight broke out in the crowd, like right in front of us, and they were taking off, so we were cheering that. It was so much fun. The lights ended up going out because it did start raining. It wasn't pouring down rain, it like sprinkled, because if you live in Florida, you know at any given day, it doesn't matter, you could see the sun, no clouds, 5 minutes later it's going to be downpouring, and then 2 minutes after that it's going to be a nice sunshiny day. But the lights went out for like a minute during at the time, they are women wrestlers now, which, oh my god, they can put on one hell of a show now. But back then they were divas, and so the Divas Battle Royal or something like that, Snoop Dogg was out, all that kind of stuff, and the lights went off during that for like a split second. They got generators and shit, so they ended up going. Now, remember I said I didn't get those tickets to get my own seat. This past year, I got on eBay, and I finally, after, what was that, 2008? 2008. After 12 years, I finally got one of the chairs. Now, that is the top of the chair. Love that. So great. And then, of course, where you sit your ass, Big Show and Floyd Money Mayweather. I have no idea how I'm gonna like display that, because I can't display both pictures. I wish it folded the opposite way, but it didn't, so whatever. But I love it. I got that. I ended up going on a deep dive on eBay because at the time, actually it was so funny. WrestleMania came and I had already lost my job at Hollywood Video because of the fact that if you don't know, Hollywood Video was a video store, video rental store. It was the number 3 company. Yeah, it was the number 3 company behind Blockbuster, and God, it was the company that bought us. I can't even remember what the third company was, because the third company made no sense. Nobody had ever heard of it. But it had gone out of business, and so I had no money. Going to WrestleMania with no money sucks. So I went on a deep dive. I got a hat, I got a visor, I got jerseys right here. Actually, I have things over here. I ended up getting the WrestleMania jersey. It's a little faded, but it was really cool. I ended up getting that finally. I got the shirt that says I was there, all that kind of stuff. So that was really kind of fun, which now I'm saying I'm a freaking moron. Did I don't think I got it for the next WrestleMania. So, but onward with the story. I ended up going a second time, and I told you, this is how I display it. I love this because this is the match card, and there's only one part of this that's really sad for me, is the fact that this right here, this was the Raw Tag Team Championship. As you can see, the Raw Tag Team Championship. Now, it has the team of Sheamus and Cesaro. It has the Good Brothers. Gallows and Anderson, and then it has Enzo and Big Cass, who are both fired. But the most legendary pops in WrestleMania history, as far as I'm concerned, the New Day comes out. On my Facebook, I have a video of this because I had to take a video. I'm WWE, you can come after me. It's been years now, but they come out and they're teasing, and then all of a sudden the freaking Hardy Boys music hits, and the Hardys were the reason why I got into WWE. So that music hit the crowd. Like, I'm in the crowd, so you can see the crowd in front of my video, and everybody just jumps out of their seats screaming, and it was just so much fun. So sadly, because they were such a surprise, not even kidding, they were wrestling the night before for another wrestling promotion. So nobody thought that they would actually be there, except for if you were in the crowd, because the moment they started doing that, nobody was calling for the New Day except for to go, whoo, whoo. It's a New Day thing. Everybody was just going, delete, delete, delete. And you can hear me in the video saying delete, delete, delete. So when it came out, I was like, oh my God, it's freaking out. But that was also another just absolute fun day. But like I said, we ended up going WrestleMania ticket right up here, and then the Hall of Fame, right? Was this one the Hall of Fame? Yeah. Hall of Fame here, and then WrestleMania Access here. Oh my God. My boy Adam, he will never forgive me. If he ever watches this, he will never forgive me if I don't tell his story. So we get to WrestleMania Access. It's at the Orange County Convention Center, which, no shit, right? They have two doors. They have the door to the convention part, access, and then they have the WWE shop store. So we were like, let's go to the store first. Of course, you got to go to the store first. I bought something every day I went somewhere. So I actually bought stuff for my manager at the time, Elena, and my friend Katrina. I bought them Boss necklaces for Sasha Banks, which is going to be in The Mandalorian season 2. And oh my God, I was just telling my daughter that she's literally watching a YouTube channel or something of just people having conversations on their phone. I said, we have Vudu. I have a collection of 2,000 movies. On Vudu, I have 260 some digital copies. We have Disney Plus. We have Netflix. We have Hulu. Watch something else. So I was just talking about that, Sasha Banks. So that's going to be awesome. But I got those two legit Boss necklaces, I think it was, at the time. And I got myself a jersey. I got so many things. But so we're in there. We're walking around. Okay, now it's like we spent way too much time in here. Let's go in the convention. Where's my ticket? I started freaking out. Like, he said he saw my face and I just ghost. I had no idea what I'd done with it. And I didn't know what to do. So we were just like looking everywhere. We started walking our path again, everything. And then I finally reached into my back pocket. But for some reason, I put it in my back pocket. And so, yeah, he would get so mad at me. But he loves that story. He likes making fun of me. And WrestleMania Access is where I fell in love as well. But we were standing in line to get Mickey James' autograph, and it was shift change. And out walks Emma, which her real name in the name she goes by now is Tenelle Dashwood. And at first, like at the time, Emma wasn't doing shit. And if you know her career, Tenelle, her WWE career, they didn't really do anything with her, which was honestly, if you actually watch her matches, it's kind of sad that they did nothing because she's actually a phenomenal wrestler. Um, but so we were kind of disappointed, but we were like, we're already in line. Let's just do it. And I swear to you, I fell in love with this girl. She was so adorable and so cute. We were literally in line. So you're in line to meet this person. So you're definitely looking at her the entire time. And she starts like dancing in her seat, almost like nobody's watching. She looks up, sees both me and Adam looking at her, and she starts giggling. And I'm like, this girl is just so normal, and I loved it. Sweetheart too. Like we actually talked for a little bit. Took a photo with her, shook her hand. Very sweet girl. We also we met. Uh, what are they called? Carlito's brother and cousin. They've been. What are they called? Primo and Epico are their names, but I can't remember what the tag team was. And then we also got to meet the Vaudevillains, which Simon Gotch, you could tell, did not want to be there whatsoever. He had such a fucking attitude. Oh my god, I did not like that guy. But I'll tell you, Aiden English, awesome. He was honestly happy to be there. He had a big old smile on his face. He was talkative. My boy Adam, he told him, you know, my son's name is Aiden, and he's like, oh, that's cool. And he's like joking around. First of all, sidebar, he is part of the Guerrero family now. He married Eddie Guerrero's daughter. So, by the way, we have Dominic in wrestling, Dominic Mysterio right now, and there's reports that his sister is going to be in it. And Guerrero's daughter used to be in WWE. Bring back Guerrero's daughter and let her and Mysterio tag team together to win the women's tag team championships. Like seriously, because Ray and Eddie won them together. So let the girls win tag team gold. That would be so freaking awesome. But anyway, so Aiden did that, and I looked at my friend and I'm like, tell him what the middle name is. And so he finally he goes, Jericho. Aiden English started laughing his ass off. Because it's like, yeah, his first name is Aiden. His middle name is Jericho. So, of course, you know him. He's got to be laughing his ass off thinking, wow, this guy really loves wrestling. Actually, he has 3 wrestling names. Because his name is Aiden English. It was completely different. That's not why they chose the name. Jericho was from wrestling. But, so you got Aiden English, you got Chris Jericho, and then his initials are AJ. So you got AJ Styles. So he got 3 wrestlers in one shot. So that was really cool. We also, I think we met one more person. For the life of me, I can't remember who we met. But we also got to get in the ring, which was so stupid. They had the foam things, and they're like, you can either do a frog splash or an elbow. Really? Fuck you. So that was just like once in a lifetime, just amazing experience. We got to go to the Hall of Fame, and we got to see. I mean, I stood like freaking 5 feet away from Mick Foley and Sting, and just that was so great. But then at WrestleMania, I actually bumped into Noelle Foley, which, oh my god, gorgeous beyond gorgeous. The funny thing was, and I didn't recognize her. I recognized her boyfriend. To be fair, she is a tall, gorgeous blonde. If you go into a crowd of people, you're going to see quite a few blondes. But how many times are you going to see a guy dressed up like a clown? I'm not even kidding. Rainbow hair and everything. So then I looked back and I saw her, and I was like, that's Noelle Foley, man. Now, why I'm bringing that up, so that same year, I think it was the same year, we go to Halloween Horror Nights. Me and my boy Adam were going around. We ended up hitting every house in one night. It was great. But we come through the little forest area that's always has smoke and everything. We we see this black girl, just big old black girl, hands on the ground, butt up next to one of the scares, just twerking right on one of the squares. Did I say squares first? The scares, and we start laughing as I look back. All of a sudden, I see Noelle Foley again. I was just like, dude. And I hit him again, and I'm like, that's Noelle Foley. I have yet to actually meet her for real, though. I was like, if I meet her one more time, man, it's destiny. No. But we had so much fun at WrestleMania. That was one of the best experiences. By the way, WrestleMania has been 3 times in Orlando, because this year they had it at the Performance Center with no crowd. 2020 sucks. But so going from there, because I'm sure everybody's just so thrilled with the wrestling talk, I did mention talking about movies and TV shows and all that. I'm going to actually go into TV because it's actually easier to go. So actually, I just finished this. It's one of my, we're talking about movies and stuff, and it just happens to be over here. I didn't actually bring out for the thing, but it transitions well, so we're going to do that. Because they actually talk about wrestling too. But one of my favorite, probably my favorite TV shows, and I watch it quite often. Psych! Love it. I got the box set. It came with the movie and the musical. And they're going to have a second movie out. I can't wait till that comes out, but I just finished watching this in a week. So sad that I have that much time. Didn't help. I try. I was actually going to do this show last night, but I was trying not to take sleeping pills because I really shouldn't pay money for sleeping pills when I don't have a job. But it messed me up so badly. I was so sick yesterday. I barely ate. My equilibrium was so off. I was just out of it. So I watched several episodes, but I just finished watching this. This is one of my favorite shows of all time. And I kind of wish they would bring it back for more than just a movie. I wish they would just bring it back. But I absolutely love this show. My mom loves it. She loves it for Corbin Burns. What's his last name? I don't know. He was on Law and Order. But so this ended up being here. But I actually decided to do this because I figured it would be a good transition. I just told you about MegaCon, or not MegaCon. I told you about WrestleMania Access. Now we're going to go into another convention, which brings some other stuff that I do, because around my room, my room is just cluttered as hell. Don't worry about the boxes. It always takes me a while to clean up. But I go to MegaCon every year, and going from a TV show to another TV show that I absolutely love, I get artwork from MegaCon. Now, this transitions into that, and I'm going to say transition because I suck at transitions. I don't care. But I end up getting this, which, if you don't know, this is Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and it has one of my favorite quotes that he has ever said on the show, which is, "Real love isn't brains, children, it's blood. It's blood screaming inside you to work its will. I may be love's bitch, but at least I'm man enough to admit it." And that last part, I love that. It's actually on my Facebook, kind of under my name. But I absolutely love this. This was MuseTapStudios.com. When I'm done with this, I'll try to put the link in there. But she comes every year, and they're 4 for $20. So I get artwork usually from her every year. And I'll show you the others that I get it from. But this is 4 for $20. So I absolutely love this. It's actually, you can get 1 for $10, 2 for 15 or 4 for 20. So I just do that. The frame, it's so simple because you can't see it. You see the artwork. You don't see anything else. I get it at Walmart. It's like $2. So do that. This is an 11 by 17, and I love not getting big art because then I can put more. I do have like movie posters. Actually, I got one from my uncle gave it to me. It was actually in a movie theater. One of the big old banner ones. I got Lara Croft Tomb Raider. So I got a big ass thing of Angelina Jolie, but I can't really display it. I did have it displayed for a while, but it's just so big. Whereas I can put these up, and I can put so many in its place. So love the fact that they're small, but they're big enough. You know what I mean? They're not like 8 by 10s. It's a significant size, and I do love her artwork. It's a little cartoony. She's actually really good. She does so many different ones. I've bought in so many of hers. She was actually the first 2 artists that I got, and I just, again, musetapstudios.com. Okay. Then this is the other artist that I started getting from. This wasn't one of the first ones I got, but he does these, and I concentrate specifically on this. But what's fun? Oh, I got it in the next one. What's funny is every single. Actually, I don't think she did, or if she did, I don't have one of hers. But anyway, so I started going through, and like I already liked Harley Quinn, but through going to conventions, I started loving her even more. And it's so much fun looking at different artists' interpretation of her. And I should have probably brought that one down. I'm actually staring at him right now. This artist did Harley Quinn with tattoos. And I actually have the tattoo, which is put away. And I have it's a back tattoo that he put on, one where she's basically topless, but it's from the back, and then one where she's from the front, and her arm has a sleeve on it. There was one more arm, but he doesn't sell that one anymore. Nathan Zerdy, Szerdy, and you can go to his.com too and get this, but he also does Calendar Girls, which I absolutely love. This is another character I really love. Raven from the Teen Titans. So he does like old school pinup calendar girls, and then the month that they are and the year are when they were created. So that's like really, really cool. I don't know if I have the Harley Quinn one yet, but I absolutely love this one. I love Raven. She's really cool. But I have this one. I have Lara Croft over there. I think I have one more, but I don't think it might be Harley Quinn. But I got a bunch of Harley Quinns. Literally, they're all there. They're all there. There's more over there. There's some in my closet. Yes, I have artwork in my closet. I'm very weird. Then I found another person that this guy, oh my God, I cannot say, this is not the guy that I was, sorry, this is a different guy. We'll talk about another guy. This is a different guy, but I was going to talk about Greg Horn, but I just realized I didn't grab his. I grabbed somebody else's. But then this was another guy that I started getting his stuff because I think I was on a delivery, and I think I had seen this before, but I didn't have money by the time I saw it. But he does really cool stuff, and this is not it, but there's a good story behind this. But he does magazine covers, and I was on a delivery, and guy opens the door, and artwork staring at me, so I had no choice but to comment on it. And I do have it actually. It's the Maxim cover with Mary Jane Watson on it. I actually have I have 4 Maxim covers right now with Mary Jane Watson on it. He actually loves Mary Jane, and so he does a new one every single year. But he started doing these, which Harley Quinn profile shot. I mean, just look at that. That is just gorgeous. Love this. It's so gorgeous. But I got talking to him about this because typically his artwork is very sexy, very revealing stuff. And I guess this mom came up to him and was like, I really love your artwork. I want to get some for my kid, but do you have anything less revealing? Like, it's kind of weird putting it in a kid's room. And so he started doing stuff like this so he could appease his audience. And these are really cool. I have a Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman version, which is not a profile. It's actually straight up. But I really love these. I haven't gotten any more of the head ones, but I do have like his magazine covers. I absolutely love them. I've got Harley Quinn. I've got Jessica Rabbit and Wonder Woman. And I actually, before I lost my job, he put a sale on a lot of these, and I ended up buying quite a few. So his name is Jamie Tyndale. I'm so bad at pronouncing names, which is one of the reasons why I got fired. But you can go to his website right there, and he has some amazing ones. You should really go check it out. But not only do I have artwork from MegaCon and stuff, going back into movies, I've got, movie artwork, and then I've got movie posters that I've got. And so that kind of transitions into this one, which is so freaking amazing. And my boy Adam got it for me. I did not get to go to the screening that they gave these out at. I was so upset, but I was working. But he ended up getting me one. And I love you, Adam. Love you. So happy. But these did not come with it. This was my first ticket. This is when I went and got it. That's when I saw Infinity War. Or no, this was Endgame. Whew, I'm going crazy right now. But so I got to see Endgame, and this was my first ticket. This was my second ticket. I think I saw it 3 times in theaters, maybe 4. I don't know. I could pull it up on my relap. But he got me the We Love You 3000 and the Stark Gauntlet, and I absolutely love this. This is 13 by 19. The Nathan Zerdy, the Raven one I said, is 12 by 18, by the way. And all the 11 by 17 and the 12 by 18 you can buy at Walmart if they're not broken and if they have some. The 13 by 19, I typically have to go to what's it called, Hobby Lobby, and get them, but they still come. Same thing. This one's a little dusty, and I want everybody to appreciate this one because this one is my closet, and right now my closet is not able to be walked into. I have bins stacked in my closet, so I had to move those to get to this. I was actually trying to get something else, but this was there, and it ended up being really good. I was trying to get a Jay and Silent Bob one because I've got the Jay and Silent Bob reboot one, which that was a good story, but on another day. But I absolutely love this. I have some good friends. But I absolutely love movies. Movies have been my life for my entire life. I used to watch Roger Rabbit. Actually, I was afraid of Roger Rabbit for the longest time. Now, I don't remember being afraid, but my mom said I was afraid when he bounced around. But so from a young age, like my mom would get me VHSs, and then it evolved. But I remember I finally got my PlayStation 2, and what was PlayStation 2? Not a lot of people remember that DVD players, the thing you can get for like $20 at Walmart right now, cost so much money when they came out. They were near or over $1,000. DVD players, again, you can get them for $20 now. And PlayStation 2 was the first system that had it built in. With Xbox, you had to actually buy something on the side. But I finally got it. I was like, I got to get a DVD. I got to get a DVD. So we ended up going to Walmart. We actually went to Walmart, I believe, in Castleberry. And I bought a cheap DVD. And I remember, and I will remember for the rest of my life, I have 2,000 movies. Which, 1 second. Where did I put that? Oh, it's in entertainment. Well, that's not accurate. I have over 2,000 movies because I haven't added anything to that in a while. And the DVD portions all started with this one. Blade, man. Check that out. This was the very first DVD I ever bought. And this is the worst case ever. But it's kind of cool. But I hated these cases. I really do. That is the first DVD I've ever bought. And I will never, ever forget that. I have not watched this movie in forever now that I'm thinking about it. I will never forget that. This is very first one. I gotta always make sure to keep this. And this was just the start. When I worked at Hollywood Video, I was buying DVDs every week. Which, you remember I said I didn't have a lot of money to buy the ticket. But Circuit City, oh my god, they had like $2.99 or $3.99 movies every week that would change. It was so nice. I loved it. So I'd go out and I'd spend a lot of money on that. Now, you've seen my love for Marvel, but you also saw my love for DC. I mean, I do have Harley Quinn on my phone. She's also on my background. Actually, that's Raven. But on my main background, she's there. Oh no, it's Mary Jane right now. Shit, I'm lying my ass off, aren't I? But so that means I do have a very much love for DC and thing. But I'm also a collector, as you've seen. And what is the biggest collections nowadays? I have way too many of these. They're not on display, but I have way too many of these. I have a wall of DVDs over here, which you can actually see a little bit of them. See right by my display case, right in the corner. Behind every single DVD, there's these. This is one of the last ones I bought. I got to get a nice case for this one, but it is Stan the Man from Ragnarok. I have 4 Stanleys, I think. So I got Ragnarok. I got the like bronze looking one, and I got from Winter Soldier, so at least 3. But I think I got 4. But I love this from Ragnarok when he cuts Thor's hair. I aspire to be someone like him, someone that just absolutely loved what he did. I like seeing interviews with that guy. First of all, he didn't forget anything. He knew more about the comics than anybody talking to him. And he could tell you stories and all that. And it was just the fact that he, even at his sickest days, he still loved it. And he was still cutting the fool. If you watch Jay and Silent Bob reboot, there's a piece at the end that, Stan is talking to Kevin Smith at one of the last conventions they were together, and they were talking about the movie, and they're just cutting the fool with each other. And to inspire to be that kind of a guy, not always have his success. I would love to have that kind of success as well, but just to be that happy with stuff, it was one of the most amazing things you could ever see. And I think that should be his legacy more than all the characters. It was just him. He is his own legacy. And I think that's absolutely beautiful. So Stan, we miss you. I will continue to hope that in every Marvel movie they put something with you in it. But with pop vinyls, I've shown you a bunch of Marvel stuff, so I've got to show you another DC thing, and it's Batman. Of course, it's Batman. But this does have a case. Walmart actually ran out. My Walmart ended up running out of these cases, and they haven't ordered any. But this was an exclusive that I bought on Amazon, I think. But it's kind of cool. It's got graffiti all over it. I've got probably more Batmans and more Harley Quinns than anything else. I've got every single Harley Quinn from Birds of Prey. I think I might have missed one or two, or there might have been some exclusives that I don't know about. So, but I've got them all, as far as I know. I was really pissed off when Suicide Squad came out because Walmart's exclusive was Dr. Harleen Quinzel. They had no Suicide Squad stuff. Not one piece of Suicide Squad stuff at the store, but they had that. Screw you. So I never got that one, but I got almost every other one. But I absolutely love collecting these. I was not wanting to. I was not, like, when these first were becoming big, me and someone that I was hanging out with at the time that were no longer friends, we both stated they're the ugliest fucking things on the planet. We were bitching of a storm, and then we went to Movie Stop, which is actually somewhere I've worked, and they gave away a Black Widow from Winter Soldier. I got I got a Black Widow with Cap's shield. But the sad part was she won it. I gave her the ticket. We both had tickets. They were both in my hands. I decided to give her that one. And then she ended up winning. I was so pissed. So after that, like, I needed to get one. So I got one. Then I got another. Then I got another. And I got 200 more. The last time I counted them, I have a queen size bed, which this is my Uncle Carrie's, my great Uncle Carrie's blanket. It's so nice. I live in Florida, and I put this fucking thick ass blanket on. I like the weight. But I have a queen size bed. The last time I counted them, they covered my entire bed. I laid them side by side. Not only do I have those, I have die casts. I have these type. This is actually for Katrina. Before we stopped talking, I actually bought her this. Because she absolutely loves Gremlins. So I actually have 2 of those over there. Because I like Gremlins. Gizmo's cool. I recently rewatched both movies. They are so good. But so I bought so many things. I've got way too much stuff. But this has been actually kind of fun. I've laughed quite a bit. But yeah, I collect way too much stuff, and I love it though. But like I said, I mean, that's what I got to do. So I guess that's gonna kind of wrap up the show. I don't know what I'm going to do, or I'm gonna try to do this probably every night. It probably is not gonna last as long as this one. I just so much stuff that I wanted to get through. So hopefully people enjoy this. Hopefully I get some people talking. Hopefully I get my boy Adam, and we can talk wrestling and different stuff like that. God, if we talk wrestling, we won't stop. I swear, we will hang out for like 4 to 5 hours, and from start to finish, we will talk about a topic, and we won't stop. So, go ahead and like, subscribe, share the video. Like I said, right now I am currently unemployed, so I don't think I'm gonna make money this way. But help me out. Help me get this out there and get the conversation going. We all need an outlet, and like I said, this is what this is to me. you know, I talked about my insomnia. My insomnia is so bad. I don't. It's. I have a projector on my clock, so it's projecting onto my ceiling. It is 2 o'clock in the morning here, and I'm not tired whatsoever. I have not felt tired in minimum of 8 years. Yeah, about 8 years, and I've literally tried everything. Um, I was doing. I did use CBD oil for a little bit, but it's too expensive. Because I tended to use a bit more than was even recommended. It was helping though, but it's just a bit expensive for me. The sleeping pills still expensive, but can last over a month and cost less than $10. Um, I think they cost like $8. Get them from Walmart. So, it, if you got any suggestions, I've done almost everything. I've exercised till I could not lift my arms and was sweating, and 10 minutes later, I'm wide awake. I have literally stuff around my room. I have lavender scent all around my room. Um, I have stuff in my shower that when the shower goes, I can smell the lavender. Like, I've done so many things. um, Insomnia sucks, really does. Um, and it has to do with stress. It has to do with my mind just not stopping. That actually is the worst part, because I would love. I remember when I was talking about the success Stan Lee had. I have several ideas. They're actually over there. I have them on a notepad that I screwed into my wall. But I have like books that I want to write and TV shows I want to write. I was writing a TV show about the people, about my life really, and I want to do it, but my mind is so all over the place that I can't even concentrate on one thing for too long. So I think, and I can't sit there and write it. It just gets lost in translation. Um, I got to get my voice recorder out. I don't know where it is, but I got to get that out, and that way I have it on me at all times, and I can just talk into it, because that's what I do at night. And I know that's part of anxiety, which, by the way, that has way too many symptoms. But just not being able to shut off my mind just sucks. So, but I am all over the place. I've got graphic novels that I want to write. I've got TV shows that I want to do, and I have all the time in the world. But I just can't seem to concentrate on it. Um, I really wanted to. I've been always trying to get money to start my own franchise, so I can try to take care of not only myself, my daughter, and my friends, who are my family. Um, but you ever looked into franchises? It's a little expensive, and I just have bad luck. I've had bad luck for 2 years now when it comes to jobs. That's why I've worked at all three of the places. Um, but it sucks. So that's kind of why I'm doing the show. I'm gonna share it to my friends. One of my friends, Brandy, she's always on my ass about anytime we talk about my my stories or whatever. She's like, write them. I want to read them. Um, but anyway, so I'm probably gonna do the show tomorrow. Like I said, I'm gonna try not to go as long all the time, but I think I just needed the outlet to talk. So I hope you enjoyed. Like I said, I'm gonna try to put the links below. I didn't end up doing it because I didn't really know what I was talking about when I started the show. So I'll try to put the links for the artwork But to go over it, MuseTapStudios.com. They actually have some really good deals on there as well. Then you got Nathan Zerdy. Nathan spelled the normal way. Zerdy, SZERDY.com. He's got some really cool ones. And then Jamie Tyndale. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I really suck at that. That's literally why I got fired. That's the catalyst for firing me, but that's a different story. But it's JamieTyndall.com. Let me just confirm that. Make sure I spelled his name right. JamieTyndall.com. Like I said, he's the one that does the Maxim covers. Nathan is the one that does the Calendar Girls, and then you have MuseTap, which does MuseTap does Controller Girls. Sounds weird, I know, but it's she does video game controllers, and then she makes them into girls and guys for Game Boy and Game Gear, and I think the PSP too, and then the Switch. But that's one of the reasons why I should have grabbed that instead of Spike. But I love Spike. Spike's cool. But she does some really cool stuff. I love getting like the same shit, I guess, but similar stuff, because it kind of helps. I have a little bit of OCD. I like my stuff to be kind of even, to look right. It's actually I'm not even kidding, because right now, going through, I have Mary Jane Maxim cover where she's looking to the left, which actually they're both looking to the left, because on the opposite side I got another Mary Jane Maxim cover where she's kind of looking to the left. Then next to the Mary Jane over here, I have Dr. Harleen Quinzel sitting in her chair with the Harley Quinn silhouette behind her. On the opposite side, I have Harley Quinn in a straitjacket. Then I got Joker and Harley Quinn. Then I got Harley Quinn with actually the Day of the Dead makeup on. I can't pronounce it. Then I actually have a pair that go together because I'm working my way in, which is Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. And the guy did them, they're flower children in this, because they look like they're in the 70s. You get the peace thing going, all that kind of stuff. But the guy did it so that if you look, Ivy's left hand is at the bottom of the thing, and then Harley's is on her right hand, is on the edge. So if you actually sat them next to each other, they're actually holding hands. So that's really sweet. And then between them, I've got Wonder Woman on Rolling Stone magazine. And then below that, that's where Raven goes, Lara Croft. Then I got a very sexy Rolling Stone Wonder Woman, a different one. I've got Rolling Stones with Jessica Rabbit. Then I've got Nathan Zerdy did more tattoos, and it's Catwoman on one side. Then I got Wonder Woman on the other. They're both like naked, covering their boobs, and they have the full sleeves done. He said he was going to do more of those, but he didn't end up doing it. Then I have the Maxim covers of Mary Jane again. And then right in the middle, and this is something I got to show sooner or later, I might have shown it on another thing, I have Bohemian Rhapsody, the sheet music, and it has Freddie Mercury like painted over it. It's really kind of cool, but it's sequenced. And I used to have a dresser. Now my bed's there, of course, but I used to have a dresser over there, and it was all singled out. So I always do that kind of stuff. Yeah. I've got a lot of stuff. These are the big ass posters I got right here. My room's a mess. I have a lot of stuff. But yeah, so join me in this 2 a.m. Insomnia report. I am actually going to go back and play the game that is on my TV right now, which you might have seen the map when I was showing you the artwork. I am playing Dead Rising 4 again Frank's big package. Just felt like playing a hack and slash game. I just finished playing the Arkham series not too long ago, but I'm so all over the place. Like I was saying, with all my ideas, I'm kind of all over the place with those. I usually have a Smallville. I'm actually watching that now again. I was watching Smallville, then I was like, I gotta watch Psych, so I watched Psych. Now I'm back to Smallville. But I actually have two TVs. That's why I keep looking up, because I'm looking at the screen to make sure I'm still online and everything. But so I have a small screen that's my laptop screen, and then I have my big screen that's has my game on it right now. But then I'm usually playing a game on my phone, so my mind's everywhere. My mind's all chaotic. Chaotic mind. Anyway, again, like, share, subscribe. Go check out my other videos on this channel. I did a Joker review for the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. I've done Follow the Script, which was a movie talk show I was doing. I did What the Fridays, WT Friday. I did my wrestling show, Breaking Kayfabe. I've done Collector's Corner, which I guess this was more like Collector's Corner tonight. But I'm probably going to come back tomorrow night and do another show. Be episode 2 of Chaotic Mind, where we just kind of sit and chit chat about whatever's on my mind. See ya. Too sweet. Party boys. Stone Cold? No? Okay. Anyway. I will see everybody then. Again, like, share, subscribe, comment, and tell me if you got any remedies for insomnia, because I could use it. Please help me. Anyway, I'm out.